Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this channel we will be uploading educational videos like the portions in science syllabus in class 10th. This is a one shot video where I will be teaching you chemical reactions and equations, which is the first chapter in science. First, let's know about chemical reactions and chemical equations, and let's begin more to know about them. First, let's know about chemical reactions and chemical equations, and let's begin more to know about them. Now let's see what is meant by chemical reactions. So a chemical reaction is when two or more substances react to form a new substance. During chemical reaction, a chemical change also occurs, and there are many chemical reactions taking place in our day-to-day life. And most of the chemical reactions are irreversible. That means the new product form cannot be changed back. An example to say here is burning of wood. If we burn wood, then we get ash. If we take burning of wood, we can't bring back wood from ash. Hope you guys understood about the chemical reaction. Now if a chemical reaction is taking place, how do we know that whether it's a chemical reaction or not? So the following observation will help us whether a chemical reaction has taken place or not. The first one is change in state. The second one is change in energy, change in color, evolution of gas, formation of precipitate. So by these we can easily state whether a chemical reaction has taken place or not. Okay friends, now let's go to the next topic, which is chemical equation. Symbolic representation of chemical reaction is called as chemical equation. So the chemical equation is representing the chemical reaction. Easy, right? Okay. Suppose if we take magnesium ribbon and burn it with oxygen, then a new substance formed is magnesium oxide. So now how to represent it? Magnesium plus oxygen gives out magnesium oxide. Now we have represented the chemical reaction in a word equation. Another shorter way for representing chemical reaction is by writing the formulas instead of words. We know the chemical formula of magnesium, oxygen and magnesium oxide. Now let's form an equation. And we get Mg plus O2 gives out MgO. Now see the equation, how short it is. So by this we can represent the chemical reaction. Here we must be knowing about the reactants and products. We will take this equation, which is magnesium plus oxygen gives out magnesium oxide. Here the substance which undergoes chemical change is magnesium and oxygen. So we can call them as reactants, and then the new substance formed here is magnesium oxide, and we can call them as products. Here we will be seeing the conditions required for chemical equation. The first one is you should mention the physical states of the element or compound. Then we need to balance the equation. Next we need to write the state of the elements like solid, liquid and gas. Then we should write the conditions such as heat, electricity, temperature and pressure. If we are mentioning the gas, then we need to put an above arrow, and then if we are mentioning the precipitate, then we need to put an down arrow. Now let's see about balancing the chemical equations. If the number of atoms of each element remains the same before and after the reaction, then we can say it as balanced equation. If it's not, then it's an unbalanced equation. We can say the unbalanced equation as skeletal equation. Now we need to know about the law of conservation of mass. And we have heard this in our 9th standard. And hope you remember this. Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. So according to this, total mass of the elements present in the reactants has to be equal to the total mass of the elements present in the products. And here a 3-mark question may be asked in your exams, and that is that necessary to balance a chemical equation? We need to write the law of conservation of mass, and we should write as total mass of the elements present in the reactants has to be equal to the total mass of the elements present in the products. The next topic is types of chemical reactions, and there are 5 types, and those are combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, and redox reaction. Now let's see them one by one. Now let's see about combination reaction. When two or more reactants combine to form a single product, then we can say it as a combination reaction. So example is burning of coal and formation of water from hydrogen and oxygen. And most of the combination reactions are exothermic reaction. Now let's see about the exothermic reaction. Reactions in which heat is released along with the products is known as exothermic reaction. Easy, right? Now let's see the examples. The first one is burning of natural gas. Second one is decomposition of vegetable matter into compost. And the third one is respiration. Now let's see the process in respiration. In digestion, food is broken into simpler substance, and the carbohydrate is broken down to form glucose, and glucose combines with oxygen and gives out energy. And an example for both combination reaction and exothermic reaction is the calcium oxide. The calcium oxide is reacted with water and we get calcium hydroxide plus heat. The next type of reaction is decomposition reaction, and the definition for that is single reactant decomposes to form two or more products. And there are 3 types of decomposition reaction, and they are thermal decomposition reaction, photolytic decomposition reaction, electrolytic decomposition reaction. Thermal decomposition reaction. So here the decomposition takes place in the presence of heat. An example for thermal decomposition reaction is ferrous sulfate on heating gives out ferrous oxide plus sulfur dioxide plus sulfur trioxide. And there are 2 more examples for thermal decomposition in the slide, and you may look at it. And that's it for thermal decomposition. And now let's move to the next topic, which is photolytic decomposition. In photolytic decomposition reaction, the decomposition takes place in the presence of light. And an example to know here is silver chloride in the presence of light gives out silver and chlorine. The next one is electrolytic decomposition reaction, and here the decomposition takes place in the presence of electricity. And an example to know here is silver chloride in the presence of light gives out silver and chlorine. Now we saw about decomposition reaction and its types, and now there's a new type of chemical reaction, and it is displacement reaction. More reactive element decomposes less reactive element in a salt solution. And here the more reactive element, which is iron, displaces copper from the copper sulfate solution. Double displacement reaction. Here mutual exchange of ions takes place. And an example here is when sodium sulfate reacts with barium chloride, then we get barium sulfate plus sodium chloride. And here you can see that the ions has been exchanged. Now we have come to the last type of reaction, which is redox reaction. Here oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously. And now let's see about oxidation and reduction in the next slides. Oxidation is the gain of oxygen or loss of hydrogen or loss of electron. An oxidizing agent gives out oxygen and it undergoes reduction. Reduction is the loss of oxygen or the gain of hydrogen or gain of electron. The reducing agent takes in oxygen and undergoes oxidation. Now let's see an example to understand more about reduction and oxidation. Here zinc oxide reacts with carbon and forms carbon monoxide and zinc. Zinc oxide is an oxidizing agent because it gives out oxygen to carbon. And carbon is a reducing agent because it takes in oxygen from zinc oxide. Here the oxidized product is carbon monoxide and reducing product is zinc. And that's it for the types of chemical reactions. And now let's go to the next topic, which is corrosion and rancidity. Corrosion. So corrosion is a process where it converts a metal to a form such as oxide, hydroxide or sulfide. So it's due to the interaction with atmospheric gases and moisture. Rancidity. So rancidity is when a substance containing oils or fats are exposed to air and they get oxidized and become rancid, due to which their taste, color and smell changes. So this is known as rancidity. And that's it guys. Hope you understood about each and every topic. And now it's question time, and let's see whether you could answer those. And the three questions are: the first one, define reactants. And the second one is, what are exothermic reaction? And the third one is, what does oxidizing agent undergo? And please post your answer in the comment section.